Hello everybody, I'm Crazy Canadian. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today we are checking out another demo from the Steam Next Fest demos. This one is called Breachway. Now, this is a roguelike deck builder card game, but it's with ships in space. I don't know if my description does it much justice, but in my test playthrough, I really enjoyed it. Like, legitimately really enjoyed it. I found it to be fun and engaging, and yeah, I just figured it would make a pretty good video. So let's start a new run here. And it is a demo, so there is a small amount of bugs. I haven't come across any, but I also haven't played it for like too long. I think only like 40 minutes or so. Okay. Sudden jolt awakens you as you hear the distinct beeping of doors opening. As reality creeps back in, you slowly recognize your surroundings, the cramped confines of your quarters of the Atlas. Lena Starling. Hey, wake up. The captain wants to see us on command deck. He seems pretty agitated, and you look groggy as hell. So just let me do the talking. Head over to the command deck. There's an unusual flurry of activity as you enter the command deck. The captain, studying the data feed on one of the consoles, beckons the two of you over. Our infrared sensors detected a large explosion in Solari space, right where one of the research stations is located. Whatever they were up to, looks like it didn't go as planned. So, this might be our big break then? A chance to turn the scavenging mission around and not go home empty-handed? Could well be. We're closer to the station than any of the Solari fleets in the system. We can't risk approaching with the Atlas, however, as it would be picked up by the fleet scanners and we'd be done for. Small ship like the Magpie, though, launched at our current speed, could get there undetected. It'll run on minimal reactor capacity using only maneuvering thrusters for flight path adjustments. With all due respect, sir, the fireworks will likely attract other scavengers by the time we get there. Which is why the lieutenant here is tasked with protecting the Magpie in case things go south. I'll assemble a team while you make the necessary preparations, report to the docking bay in 30 minutes. Prepare to head out. Now, we are in a little bit of a tutorial here. So, this is the ship selection. You can view the statistics, such as the numbers, types of hard points. That's these, where the laser cutter, launch bay, basic shield, engineering, all that stuff is. The equipment, the crew. Each piece of equipment contains a few starting cards and has a capacity to add more cards as you play. Equipment requires assigned crew members to function. Now we can select different ships, but so far all we have is this ship, the Magpie. And there's some guys floating around in the docking bay. But art style is pretty cool, in my opinion. I like it. It's nice. So let's accept that and let's launch. This is kind of like the navigation screen. So you go from point to point, having encounters along the way. This is Tristan Singh. I believe that's how you pronounce the last name. All right. If we just follow the nav points I laid out, we should be at the wreckage in about 2 days. And then we rendezvous back with the Atlas. We just stick to the asteroid belt as much as we can to avoid detection. Easy. I really don't see why the captain decided to put you in charge of my ship. Watch your tone. While we're on this mission, this is your new captain. Come on now. We got a mission to do. You can fight all you want once we're back on the hauler. Soon as things settle down and everyone is at their assigned post, time to start familiarizing yourself with the ship's command console. So, click on that one. Your console flashes a warning indicating combat near your flight path. Not long after, the infrared sensors flare as the ship explodes. The remaining ship changes course heading in your direction. There's no way their sensors spotted us. We've been running cold for almost a day now. Just our luck then. Their flight path will take them right within radar detection range. It's a cool looking ship. So down here is our hand of cards. Each one requires a different action. As it says, this is your hand of cards displaying the actions you can take each turn. Each card requires resources to play, shown as a number in the lower part of the card. This is your resource panel. The colored number next to the icon indicates your current energy. The white number shows your energy income at the start of the next turn. Resources carry over between turns. And up here is the enemy actions and their equipment. Each piece of equipment has a card slot indicating the next action. Cards gain 1 pip each turn. When all pips are filled, the card's border turns white, signaling that it will be played on the next turn. So once these all fill up, it'll turn white and it lets me know that it'll be played. Okay. You play cards by dragging and dropping them over the crosshair region. Attack the enemy by playing 2 slice cards to advance. So here's our cards. Let's do what the tutorial wants us to do. End our turn, and it's the enemy's turn this time. So we do have defensive things like shields. Shields are your primary defense, with each shield point blocking 1 damage. Shields half at the start of each turn, so deploy shield cards just before an enemy attacks for maximum effectiveness. And it's just, and it's just telling us that they're about to attack, so be smart to play a block card. After playing a card, it moves to your cooldown pile. Alright, so cooldown duration is indicated by the number next to that icon on the card. Once off cooldown, it returns to your draw pile. You can press tab or click the card status UI for overview of cards in your draw pile, in your hand or in your cooldown. Okay. So let's end our turn. They attack and hit our shield. Persistent effects on your ship appear above your card hand. Some effects last for a set amount of turns, while others have an upkeep condition you have to meet each turn to maintain the effect. So things like our target lock has an upkeep where I need to play at least 1 attack per turn, and target lock deals +1 additional damage. So it costs 2 energy, I have 6. I can play that and then a slice card. But next turn, if I don't play an attack card, then target lock goes away. I should be able to play both a block card and an attack card.
Enemy shields down.
And there is voice lines in this game too. But since I played the attack card, our target lock stays in our upkeep there. Now they're not going to attack, so I don't need to play any block cards right now. And we defeated them. So we get 25 of that. Not too sure what to call it. Just going to say it's credits or something. Ivan Branco. The area is starting to get pretty lively. We should expect more combat on our approach to the station. It looks like we're not the only ones stupid enough to raid the Solari facility. Too late to hide our presence now, asking for permission to restore the reactor's ordnance protocol. That should allow us to squeeze some more power out of it. It will also improve our laser's photon output. Permission granted. Override the cutter safety protocols. We'll need more firepower. Aye, Captain. That should enable it to emit concentrated laser pulses. Won't be a military-grade laser, but it'll be close. So, that's our ordnance. We have one unallocated reactor power. Left-click the ordnance resource to assign it. You can redistribute reactor power between resources at any time. And it wants us to remove some energy and put it into ordnance. Done. Close that up and go to the next waypoint. Got a ship closing in on our attack vector. Looks like pirates. You can redistribute reactor power anytime in combat. Right-click on a resource type to remove one power unit. Left-click to add. Lets you shift your resource income to suit your needs, but it generates one heat. And once you take... Yeah, ships have a heat resistance and dissipation value. Resistance is an amount of heat the ship can safely sustain before overheating. Dissipation is the amount of heat removed at the end of each turn. Every point of overheat deals 1 hull damage at the start of your turn. So once this down here in the lower left gets up to 3, I start to take damage. Okay. They're going to attack this turn. So it'd be smart to play a block card. Beam sweep costs 3 of those and 2 of those. But it can ignite, which adds 1 heat for every point of hull damage on them. Okay. So they're at 2 overheat, and if I get them to 4, they'll start to take damage every turn until they dissipate that heat. Enemies charging up a heavy blast. We need to prepare for it. Cards with that icon, like the laser pulse, are precision attacks that are target specific enemy equipment. I can target specific enemy equipment. Drag and drop these cards over an enemy equipment or card in the UI, or over a piece of equipment on the ship model to attack it. So each equipment has durability. Once it hits 0, equipment breaks and it prevents them from using it. And you can discard cards and they go into the cooldown pile. Okay. So laser pulses have precision, which means I can damage their equipment. Good to know. I should have played the target lock and then a laser pulse, but will do, game. I have enough. I'm going to do shield pulse and it adds shield to them. So I'm gonna do target lock. That. Don't need block card next turn, so I'll get rid of it. I should be able to do at least one beam sweep.
Enemy shields down.
And that'll keep our target lock up. Do another beam sweep. And that's the end of the pirates. So this is a subsystem. You can add it to your cargo bay, and every now and then during these encounters, you do get something from the enemy. Captain, we should hook up the mass refiner module to the reactor. It's crucial for improving our reactor's power output and strengthening the Magpie shield system. It was originally meant for deflecting dust and minor asteroids, not high-powered lasers. I can modify it to suspend high-density particles in its magnetic field, diffusing laser beams, and absorbing kinetic force. This improves defense but requires mass. Okay. Why not? We've also salvaged a functional subsystem from that ship. I'm sure we can put it to good use. Might help us get out of here in one piece. I'll be claiming that as reparations for my ship when we get back to the Atlas. The Magpie will need a new coat of paint once all this is over. So we have reactor upgrades. Costs us resource there. Now have access to the mass. We have subsystems. Enhanced compatible equipment and their cards with various effects. Drag and drop the subsystem from the cargo bay on your modified cutter for application. Only one system of the same type can be added to the equipment. Okay. Let's add that to that. Close this up. Alright. The remains of the station are in view. Things seem quiet, but the tension in the crew is palpable. Judging by the infrared emissions, there should still be some functional equipment we can salvage in that section over there. Wait, look at the fluctuation in those readings. I'll bet you a week's ration that... Wait, look at the fluctuation in those readings. I'll bet you a week's rations that there's a ship lying in wait to spring an ambush. Prep the laser and let's go around and get the jump on them instead. So we have a choice here. I think I'm going to listen to him, circle around the wreckage and attack. Now we get advantage of first attack deals +3 damage. Sounds smart to me to move around, and especially if you think something's there. Lo and behold, there is. So each of our crew members has an ability. The abilities, they don't cost regular resources, they cost command points and have a cooldown after use. Your command point capacity is determined by the amount of crew on board, +3 max command points per crew member. So this guy, Ivan, has overloaded cannons. Next attack played this turn deals +50% damage. This one has gained +2 of each resource. That means one of these. This one has Tune Generator. The next shield card played gives +50% shield points. Okay. From the looks of it, our enemy here is going to attack us twice next turn. So I think it'd be smart to use this guy's ability.
Shields up, Captain.
And get some extra block. You still have enough to attack him for one turn. I think we're gonna prioritize their rocket launcher there. Let's end our turn. Delayed attacks. So things such as missiles are delayed attacks. You play them one turn and they hit the next turn. Alright, I'll have to keep that in mind. This shows right down here in the lower left that we're gonna get hit by a missile this turn. So I think we keep our shield. Yeah, our shield is at 7. I should deal 4 damage. Plus, their laser pulse will deal 4 damage. So, let's add another block. And let's use our laser pulse. Okay. Use target lock and laser pulse again. Really trying to get down their missile launcher there. We took 1 point of damage there, so get another shield up. All we can do is end our turn. Let's use beam sweep. And that took out their rocket launcher, so all we have to deal with are their laser pulses for a couple more turns. And they took heat damage this turn. Don't need block. I'm pretty sure I can finish them off here. Yep. Awesome. Now, we get to not only get a basic missile, but we can add a card to one of our equipment here. So we got 3 choices. We got paired pulse, deal 3 damage 2 times. Raise shield. If you don't have shields, add 12 shield points and 1 duration. Otherwise, add 6 shield points. And expand capacity. Add 1 card slot. Costs 1 mass for every existing card slot. I think I'll go with the raised shield. That seems like it'll come in handy. And this is what our basic missile rack has. It is 2 star flares. Or 2 missiles. Alright, morale determines the rate at which your crew command points recharge on entering a node. Some choices and events can affect crew morale temporarily or permanently. Area clear, no further hostiles engagement range, deploying a recon drone for a visual sweep of the wreckage. Look behind that plating. That black box is the station's main data storage and backup unit. It's bound to have a lot of valuable research data we can sell. Who knows what they were cooking up in there? Are you out of your mind? And if the Solari catch wind of us stealing that, we're as good as dead. We need a new air recycling and ventilation system back at the station, don't we? This is why we went on this scavenging run in the first place. This will bring in enough credits for all of that and more. Enough squabbling. We've got a limited window before more hostiles arrive. Our orders are to retrieve all valuable salvage, so let's get to work. crew quickly works to retrieve the black box and fill the Magpie's cargo bay with any valuable salvage they can find. After the work is done, you set course for the rendezvous point with the Atlas. Okay. Drag the equipment from the cargo bay and drop it to an appropriate empty hard point. So move our missile rack over here, and now we can use it in combat. Incoming tight beam transmission from the Atlas. Magpie, and this is the Atlas. We've got a situation. The Solari have flagged us for interrogation. They've most likely got all their sensors pointed at us until we meet up with their patrol ships. Any attempt to pick you up would incriminate us both. We'll be fine, but I'm afraid you'll have to return to the station on your own. Keep your burn minimal and maintain a low profile until you're clear. Roger that, Captain. Stay safe. I've heard about Solari interrogation methods. I wouldn't want to be on that Atlas right now. There's an alternate route we can take that will keep us away from any major flight corridors and known Solari fleet positions. Should work. We have enough Delta V and remaining fuel to get us to the station. That'll take us straight through deadweight controlled territory though. A solitary scavenger ship is sure to attract some attention from those pirate scum. We best be on our toes. So there are two path types in Breachway. Main paths, shown in the blue line, allows only forward movement. Secondary paths marked by thin yellow lines permit both forward and backward movement. Moving to a node on a secondary path consumes 1 fuel. I'm guessing this right here, the top left, that's our fuel. Just move to our waypoint and Captain, we've intercepted a distress call. A civilian transport is under attack by a deadweight raider. They won't last long without our intervention. If we reroute power to the thrusters for max burn, we could intercept in time, pulling the raider's focus. That's too risky. It would leave us exposed during the approach. Deadweight could attack us freely, and we'd be defenseless until combat systems are online. It's a calculated risk. Diverting the fire from the transport to us is the only way to save that ship. Our hull should hold against a barrage. So we have another choice here. So we can distract the pirates and save the civilians. We could wait until the weapons are fully charged, or we can stay out of this and try to return to base. Personally, I'm gonna distract the pirates and save the civilian ship. Seems like it makes sense to me. +1 morale. Acknowledged, Captain. It's the right call. Preparing for the maneuver now. You divert all power to the engines and fire up the thrusters to their maximum capacity. Before long, the deadweight ship stops firing on the civilian transport and turns its attention to you. Alright, we got more pirates to deal with. And they get to attack first this time. So the enemy ship has flak cannon. Flak inflicts random damage within a range. Attacks have a shredding value. Hull damage from an flak attack that is equal or higher to the attack's shredding value triggers a shred status effect on the target. Each shred stack raises flak's minimum damage by 1. Shred decreases by 1 if not reapplied in a turn. So they're going to use their flak next turn. Use our block. I believe flak also takes out missiles, so it wouldn't be too smart to use our missile this turn. So let's use our laser pulse and start attacking their flak barrage. I'm not too sure if they can still hit our missile. I'll use another block and beam sweep. Use laser pulse on that. I'm gonna play the missile just to see if it will actually.
Target hit, Captain.
Yep. Well, it worked, so that's good to know. Our new card here, Raise Shield. So it'll add 6 shields to us. Let's play that. And another missile. So far,
Target reached.
I'm liking the game. The sound effects are good. The graphics are good. The combat is good. So yeah, I look forward to what the game has in store. Do another beam sweep. Both their weapons are offline this time. But yeah, I look forward to what the game can do next. What else is in the game? What they're gonna add to it? Because this is just a demo, so.
Shielding enhanced.
If I remember, I will put a link in the description below so you guys can check it out on the Steam webpage. We took care of that part. So we get to add a card. So we can add torpedo, paired pulse, or expand capacity. I'll get expand capacity. We got another reward. Awesome. Auxiliary equipment. The point defense cannon you salvage from the enemy goes in the auxiliary mount. So this thing goes right down here. Awesome. We're going to a repair station next. You come across an abandoned repair station. A large part of it has been stripped clean by scavengers, but upon closer inspection, one of the maintenance bays seems to be functional. It might not look like it, but some of the equipment left here is actually in good working condition. Your engineer gets to work with the assistance of the rest of the crew. A few hours later, the hull looks better than ever. So restored some hull points. So that's good. Move on to the next waypoint. Sir, a gunship is getting ready to fire. They must have some stealth tech that kept them hidden from the Magpie sensors until they made their way into direct engagement range. We've got an incoming hail. Patch it through. Deadweight Captain. There you are, little Magpie. We've been looking forward to have a word with you. This doesn't need to get messy. Hand over the data core you've got in your hold, and you'll fly away unscathed with the rest of your salvage. Power down and prepare for boarding. Captain, if we power down our reactor, we're as good as dead. We're dead either way. We can't take a light cruiser on in this ship. Then we go down swinging. I'm not taking orders from a pirate. Agreed. It saddens me to hear you choose violence, Captain. The data core is designed to withstand thermonuclear blasts. Don't expect us to hold back. Don't expect me to hold back either, man. Careful, that spread shot can shoot down our missiles. So this thing can take out any missile we launch. So it seems like this and their missile launcher would be good targets to prioritize. So they're gonna use that first, so let's use
Shields up, Captain.
some block. I do have these guys' ability. I think I'm gonna save it for another turn. Let's use beam sweep, because that should damage most of their equipment. Damages 2, so that's good. You're gonna attack us 3 times next turn. Gain more shield points. Put that in cooldown. Might as well throw that in cooldown. That costs 4 command points. That costs 4. It's 5. Okay. Gonna need extra shields this turn. Keep putting the missile in cooldown because can't use it until their spread shot is dealt with. Let's use our point defense system because they're going to launch another missile their turn. Add more block. Oh, I think I used the point defense system wrong. I think you're supposed to use it when after they've launched their missile. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. They're gonna attack twice. It's gonna do 7 damage. 0 to 6 damage. Use this person's ability, gain more resources, be able to use that and this. We have a negative effect, blind, enemy attacks deal -1 damage. So our attacks on them are stunted by -1. Okay. I don't think Light Barrage will take out our missile. So let's use that. And our target lock. Put that cooldown.
We've been hit, Captain.
Yeah. We're getting hit a lot. Free roamer pilot.
Missile launched.
Target locked. Missiles away. Is this guy coming to help me, or? Hope so. Probably use it. Hold tight, Magpie. Help is on the way. Looks like we've got company. We'll settle this some other time, Captain. Okay. Well, we finished that engagement with the help of someone else. We got more cards heal here. Deal 2 damage 3 times in 1 deplete. Next turn, enemy attack deals -2 damage. Use blinding pulse. That seems interesting. Could come in handy too. Free roamer pilot. Looks like we arrived just in time, Captain. The director dispatched us from your safe return after hearing about the Atlas incident. We'll continue the pursuit of that ship. Your path to the station is secure. Alright, home station up ahead, Captain. Preparing docking procedures. Once docked, the station's spin gravity kicks in. You and your crew disembark. You head to your station quarters to rest, while dock workers start unloading the cargo bay. A few hours later, you are called to meet the station director in her office. Alright, station director. I've had our researchers look at the data you've brought back in that black box. While heavily encrypted, Rin managed to extract some data on the research they were conducting at the station. Rin Seidel? I think that's how you pronounce it, hopefully. It has to do with the anomaly that swept through our system a while ago, knocking out a large part of our electronics. The equipment aboard the research station was able to extract some sort of information from it, leading to believe it was a message or signal of unknown origins. Interesting. Their data shows multiple star systems within the Breachway network were similarly affected, which led them to trace the trajectories to a set of coordinates where they converge. Whatever it may be, this information is too dangerous to keep here. The Solari will come looking for it sooner or later. They're already moving their fleets to close the system's breachway access points. I don't want this getting out. Take the black box with you and leave. Rin will accompany you and try to further decrypt the data. Judging by the Solari response, this signal might lead to something important that could shift the balance of power. Me and Ivan are joining you as well. We want to see this to the end. We are preparing a Corvette-class gunship in the hangar for you. Posing as a mercenary will allow you to move freely within the Breachway network without raising suspicions. Once you are ready to leave, head to the random system in the Breachway network, and from there start making your way towards the signal. This should make it more difficult for the Solari to connect you to this whole thing. Godspeed, Captain. Alright, we're getting a new ship. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Well-rounded ship that strikes a balance between offense and defense. It boasts a pulse laser that performs best in multi-attack bursts, destroying enemy equipment with ease. That is a cool looking ship. Previous and next. Oh, these are other ships. They're locked though. Reach the sector boss with the Arbalest to unlock. And this one's not available in the demo yet. Just kind of like a sneak peek of it. What's coming ahead, right? Some cool ship designs, to be honest with you. This is a ship we get to take. Let's launch. Ooh. Okay. Most map nodes are under the control of one of the game's factions. Events in these nodes are influenced by your standing with the controlling faction. Okay, so 1 pip is hated, 2 to 3 is disliked, 4 to 5 is neutral, 6 is allied. So Solari dislike us, the Starkin are neutral, free roamers like us, and the deadweights don't like us. Rin Sidel. Captain, our sensors detect a group of Starkin gunships on our flight path. Looks like they are trying to block any ships from entering the system through this Breachway corridor. Judging by the large number of civilian ships further ahead, the blockade is meant to keep people in. It looks like the gunships are in disarray. They haven't reacted to our approach. If we make a run at full burn, we can punch through with little fighting. Interesting. I think I'm going to leave it here for this episode. If you all want to check out the demo for yourselves, should be a link in the description below. This was Breachway. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you want to see me continue this playthrough, or I guess this run of the demo, let me know in the comments, leave a like, and I will see you all in the next video.